Hi, it's Lou Theodore and it is day 22 of 100 videos in 100 days. And I've done a bit of staging today. Well, I'm speaking in front of a vase of glorious daffodils. And I really love daffodils because they have this astonishing, vibrant, acid yellow flower at a time when there is actually not a lot of colour yet in the garden. And they seem to have a really sort of cheeky, mischievous personality to me. So I love them. So there are a lot of daffodils in my house at the moment. And today it's more of a reflection than anything else. I have a number of people around me at the moment who are really very seriously ill. And that's a difficult process to go through, clearly for the person, but it's also very difficult for the family and the friends that surround them. You know, there's all that helping and caring that goes on, but also there's the loving and the hoping, and sometimes there's just the accepting. And that can be a really difficult process. And it's funny, isn't it? As people, we seem to yearn for predictability and for some things to stay the same. And of course, rationally, I know that's impossible. We're just part of nature. Nature is always changing. There's never even a static second. But actually, you know, we sort of seem to think that people are an exception to nature. We use that funny phrase sometimes, like, oh, I'm going out into nature today, which is really odd, isn't it? Because, you know, we're not distinct from nature, we're part of it. We're part of the ecosystem, and we're as much a part of nature as the bumblebee, as the tree, as the grass, as the sky. People are just another element of that. But somehow, sometimes we can kind of convince ourselves that we're an exception. And when I look at nature, you know, you see all the grace and the ease of the way it just is. And things change. And there's a kind of acceptance about that. And obviously when you're around people who are, you know, very, very ill, sometimes it's really hard to just accept that change. And particularly, you know, when somebody isn't going to get better. And I've just reflected how much suffering we cause ourselves, really, when we resist that change, when we fight it, when we want things to remain the same. That's not to say that, you know, somebody's unwell. Obviously, they seek treatment. You do what's best for you in that moment. Of course you do. I'm not saying that. But if there's a kind of conclusion, actually fighting it and trying to hang on to how things were rather than just accepting the now and making the most of the now, making the most of the time that you have. How we can kind of just get so wrapped up in that, we forget to make the most of the now. And the now is all we have. And even when things are really desperate and stressful and dire, there are still moments of peace. There are moments of happiness and fun and irreverence and reflection and remembering. There are still those moments, and they're still very precious. So that is where I am, day 22, looking at my daffodils, and yeah, trying to be in the now. Hope you're having a good day, and speak to you tomorrow.